Hey there, so I've got my house coat on, which means we're going to be doing a spoiler-free book review. I definitely have to get a more lightweight one for these warmer seasons. I'm going to be reviewing Solitary by Travis Thrasher from the Solitary Tales, which is from a series of 4 books. First off, I just want to talk about the cover. It is so cool. It definitely attracted me to the book. I love the simplicity of it. That's the side, and then we've got the book. Then we've got the back. This book is a fairly long read at 392 pages, and it's listed as a young adult mystery and suspense book. I did a quick review on my Goodreads account and I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. Feel free to, friend me on Goodreads if you like. It's linked down below in the info bar just so you can keep up with what I'm currently reading, my reviews, things like that, and of course vice versa. The main character is Chris Buckley, who moves to Solitary, North Carolina from Chicago with his mom. His parents are divorced. It's set in the present time. This book was published in 2010, so I'm guessing it was 2010 in the book. It's definitely set up as he's the lonely new kid at school, getting into trouble right off the bat, even though he doesn't really ask for it, that type of thing. He meets a girl, her name's Jocelyn, and she's got her own baggage and stuff going on, which kind of involves what's going on with Chris too. They're in high school, and I think Chris is either in grade 10 or 11, and Jocelyn is in grade 12, I believe. He also gets kind of a circle of friends from Jocelyn, 2 other girls in that friend group. He meets 2 other friends that are both guys. One's a little on the weird, quiet side, and the other one is very outgoing. There's still a little something funky going on there, which is the case for a lot of people in that town of Solitary. There's also a weird cult element that's brought into the story of the book that Chris and others like Jocelyn are obviously not into. It's disguised as almost like a Christian church, but once you get there, things that are described in the book, you're like, whoa, and Chris is like, whoa, this isn't what I thought it was. Just to move on away from that, God is definitely brought into the book, but it's in a way that was real, I guess, and not pushy and obvious like maybe in other Christian books or movies, if you know what I mean. It's like anyone in the world being told about God and probably not agreeing with it off the bat. And actually throughout this whole book, Chris didn't really believe in God or want to come to God. For those people that aren't Christian, I feel like this wouldn't be too pushy for you to read, but I'm gonna be honest here, I'm a Christian, and I'm hoping that Chris finds God and accepts Jesus as his savior. That didn't really happen in this first book. With Jocelyn was a little bit of a different story, which is cool. I'm just gonna talk about how I liked and enjoyed the book just based off of my 3 out of 5 stars. I brought it down to a 3 because I found like there were so many things going on and they were really cool, but they weren't delved into as much as I would have liked to in this first book. I mean, I know it's the first book in a series of 4, but I really wanted a little bit more explanation and exploration, I guess, into it, because I felt like all these things were talked about throughout the whole book, and then all of a sudden a bunch of them were dropped near the end, and then it was just so fast. And on that note, really surprising, shocking ending, like I said in my quick Goodreads review, if you read that. I'm still not sure if I'm happy about that ending. I mean, I think I'm gonna read the rest of the series before I make up my mind. Just to get back to why I rated it 3 out of 5 stars, I brought it down to that because there were actually quite a few grammatical and I believe spelling errors throughout. When you're reading, it kind of takes you out of it because you're like, oh wait, what are they trying to say here? I really like the little bit that they added at the end of the book. It's called Afterwards. I found it really helped soften the blow with that shocking ending. The 3 things at the end of the book are 3 recommended playlists, music playlists, and there's a little element of music within the book. The second thing is behind the book, Some Kind of Wonderful, and this is just the author talking a little bit, things like why he became an author, what inspired him, and then the last thing is called a snapshot, and it's a photo of the author. That concludes this spoiler-free book review. I hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked, and subscribe if you want to see more of the videos that I make. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.